Should turn most of this blue. We have enough water. We, yeah, literally are just not covering this area. Okay. Wow. It's everyone using the cargo train terminal, adding some extra traffic in this area. Some people using this shortcut. Now, by having this here, it might be causing more merging. You can see they're trying to avoid this ramp because they're not driving straight through it. And you know what? I think this is actually slowing down traffic. So we're going to get rid of that. Avoid the extra mergers. Encourage people to keep using these lanes a bit more because we're ending up with some slowdown here. So that'll take a little while to resolve itself. Curious, where's this truck going? Down there. Now, with all these trucks merging in here, and we do have two intersections very close to one another. That could definitely be a thing. I could peel off another on-ramp and just drop it off over here. So that way, any trucks that are going to the south will prefer that route. I still think we might just demolish this entire block and then rebuild it in a different way. Just basically discourage people from having to use the same road. I mean, roundabouts cool and all, but not particularly optimized here. We need, like, dedicated, like, lanes to merge onto roads and things. Still, this might have alleviated itself soon. I think having that ramp here was actually slowing things down, ultimately, so we'll revisit it in a few minutes and see how it's cleared up or not. Still complaining about lack of workers. Alright, well, let's go and, oh, that's right, there's, like, ore or oil over here, isn't there? What do we have? Ore. Now that's going to create a lot of traffic. Like a ton of traffic. Although we can run the rail out there, which would be helpful. Who's that? Jerbian, thanks for subscribing. By the way, on our next break, I'll probably send out the passwords that will be used for our Smite multiplayer game. If you hadn't seen the video, we're going to be, after City Skyline, which is going to go on for a while still, we are going to be playing some Smite multiplayer. So if you want to join in on that, you have to be a subscriber, and we might do one free for all. So if you want to be safe, go ahead and download the game now, and make sure to patch it. You got to run it once to patch it, because the patches are large and take a long time to get going. I think what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to get rid of this. And again, I'm trying to avoid highways. In fact, I kind of want to, on principle, get rid of this highway here. Because my idea is to make a highway-less city. And just to see how that works. We're going to take the 6-lane highway. Or 6-lane, not highway, but, you know, whatever. And bring it out here. And then there. The 6-lane road is as close as I'm going to get to a highway. We're also going to go ahead and get the rail out. I guess I'll build the rail station now. It should actually maybe have its own dedicated little on-offy kind of area. Depends on the direction that people want to go in, though. Water too high? Really? This is allowed. If we do something like that, and then just give people the ability to turn around here in a non-intrusive way. After they leave this, if they're trying to go in the other direction. Oh, space already occupied me. Come on. Might need some extra elevation. uses up some space, but the idea is I'm hoping that trucks that are trying to leave here, instead of making a left, they'll make a right and then go around here and not U-turn in a disruptive manner. I don't know if that's the case. Oh, and it creates traffic lights. All right, fuck it. Never mind. None of that. We'll just have to see how it goes. All right. Let's get some water going. How come it's not snapping? Shouldn't it snap? Maybe not. What? Come on, slope. Don't be steep. There we are. Alright, that's weird, but I'll have to accept it, I suppose. And obviously we have to run some power lines. Well, let me run the train first, and then see how we can do this. So, we are elevated, which is good. I was really hoping I could make a straight line from here. I guess because the curve already exists. I suppose I could bulldoze some of this connection. Wow, there's a lot of trains that already go through here. Because wouldn't it be nicer? And it would. If this went straight. You know, bulldozing a bunch of buildings. And then from here... Well, we actually don't really... Well, no, we kind of do want the option to go in that direction. It's because of that road. There we go. Trains will magically teleport back to the track. Okay, good. All right. There. That's the sort of thing I'm looking for. You know what? I want these things to be aligned. Even though that technically might be slightly less disruptive of zonable space. I want to run the power lines parallel to the road. There we are. Oh, I maybe should have gotten the bridge to come in a slightly different place. It looks a little derpy sloping down like that, but yeah, we'll put up with it. All right. Fire! So we get that intersection, but it should hopefully not be too disruptive. I'm really worried about how many trucks are going to be generated by this heavy industry. But we'll find out. I think we're going to make some pretty extensive use of one-ways over here. Obviously, it does need to be a pretty one-way. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, well, let me just bring it out this way. Maybe this should be one way that goes this way and just encourage traffic to flow through and then dump off here and then what? Yeah, I'm not sold. Still. Let's go ahead and do that. Upgrade you to a two-way. God, I'm so happy that this upgrade stuff works now. Upgrade you as well, and then use some more two-ways. Like this. So I'll be taking a look at the subscriber list in a second and using that list to name this new region. So I'll use a two-way here. There's not going to be as much traffic. I'll just try to squeeze in a little bit more industry. So, region tool. Blam. We're going to find out if this completely breaks our traffic or not. You are going to be an ore industry. You're going to need more water. Although no, I've got some industry demand, so people should move in here. Especially if I start to provide it with services. Certainly we'll want some public transit to be able to bring workers in and out. And we're definitely going to want some local health and fire, especially. We can also get a garbage service out here, too. Drop an incinerator over there. And probably we'll want police in this neighborhood as well. And yeah, it should hopefully reach all the way over here. Let's do some of that. Okay, checking the subscriber list. Who's the lucky person? We're going to have Bushido Park. That's in an industrial park, not as in a pretty park. Oh, someone just subbed now. I heard it. I don't see the pop-up. Oh, no, that was a tip that came in from Laser King of Murdervania. My name always makes me smile, and that makes me smile. It really does. Laser King of Murdervania. All right, let's go ahead and get public service or public transit set up for this area here and Bushido Park. Where I'm surprised no industries have moved in quite yet. We can speed it up with maybe some parks and things too, though. Those things do become options. One there. And one here. And then... wow, there's quite a bit that could happen. Here. And maybe here. Get this hooked up to our existing networks. We're going to have to take a look at our roundabout of doom at some point and see how things are going there. I suspect not great. I really do want to just re-engineer the area, but I'm trying so hard to avoid, like, you know, good and proper highways, which are obviously really efficient. But it's just a personal challenge. And back. There we go. And then we're going to make a new line that runs here, here, and say there. Just a short one. But makes commuting possible. Obviously, they're going to need power. Why hasn't the... I haven't zoned it yet. You know, maybe that's important. You know, if you actually want industry to move in, maybe if you actually zone the industry, that probably will make a difference. We do have a bit of demand. It is covered by all the services, so it should come in relatively quickly, which will make the power connections show up. So these guys will dig up ore. And then manufacture it into steel, which then gets brought to my other industry, and hopefully by train. Dubanjerugi. Thanks for the sub. Bum, 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 bum. Actually, oh, I forgot to turn it on, but I've got a mod, I think, that will colorize every transportation line. Slightly different, which is cool and awesome, and definitely something I want to use a bit more. You know, so we got some traffic spots, but that's to be expected, given our overall layout. This is functioning. This loop is functioning. Any slowdown might be here. No, that seems pretty good. I suspect there's still a lot of slowdowns over here. Fairly heavy traffic still. A lot of people that are coming here trying to make that right turn. And they're all using the same lane. Now, you can force them to mix it up a bit. There's actually some like little magic tricks that you can do by forcing one lane to swap from one to another and different kind of nonsense. But I'm trying to avoid that. Because, yeah, it would be nice if they used the other turning lane as well, especially since they can go through. These are two stops relatively close to one another, which doesn't help the traffic flow at all, although really it's a lot of this and a lot of that. I think I just have to 6-lane this. Oh, it's going to hurt our farming. It's going to reset a bunch of things. But we've got to. Oh, it hurts my heart, you guys. But there we go. So now we have a 6-lane all the way. Now, there might still be plenty of cars that decide to use this path, just because of reasons. But I'm pretty sure it just had to be done. We should see a lot better lane utilization now. See, even this guy here. Yeah. Oh, they're still doing some pretty aggressive merging over to the right. But we'll see what happens in a little while. I'm really hoping this helps with the traffic flow. Obviously, you know, making proper use of one-ways is really the strongest way to improve traffic flow. And that's one of the things here, too. If I want to discourage people from using this as a thoroughfare, I don't know, driving through this, I can just one-way this. They'll still drive through in one direction, but not the other. And actually, that's probably a really, really good idea. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll upgrade to some one-way roads over here. That's not... Oh, that's interesting. It went. We tried to cancel it. Now, I believe these are not going in the direction that I want. Well, this one's going south. So is this one, though. So what I need to do is right-click all these roads. The drag distance, maybe it did make a difference what direction I dragged in, but I didn't think it did. That got turned into a silly road. There we go. That's a two-way now. Back the way it's supposed to be. And probably this as well. Although we might want to change this. Here's a lot of problems with people like starting and stopping here. And also, by changing the order of the roads, a lot of people are having to make panicked U-turns. So now there's going to be a crazy bottleneck here because I just changed a bunch of stuff to some crazy one-ways. But it should hopefully resolve itself. And at the very least, we've cut in half the number of people who are using this as a way to get through. And it's going to encourage more people to use this road. So people who are heading south, there might still be plenty of them who decide to make this turn here. And that's okay. They're allowed. The other thing to do might be to one-way the cross streets. But we'll leave them be for now. I'm not going to mess around too much anymore. Let's take a look over here. Complaining about workers. Well, there's not a lot of commercial or residential demand. What's our level on these? These are shops. We've got homes over here, don't we? Ah, right over here. How you doing? Educate more citizens, which is probably happening. We do have schools over here. How's your university going? What's this thing? Oh, yeah, the old-style university, which I think is exactly the same. It just looks different. We are over capacity, and we actually do have pretty good reach with our university. So we don't really need to put another one down. Mostly I just have to wait till people become educated, I think, more than anything else. Meanwhile, traffic here is currently tolerable. That's good. Yeah, the only thing they want is just more services. Or not more services, they just want more education, right? Oh, this is increased land value. Okay, so... yeah, they could use another one. Let's give them a little park maybe on the coast. Yeah, I can't replace the building that's burning itself down. There we go. Whoa! We got a creeper explosion. Random from Quill 18, assuming that the heavy trucks want to go from industrial zone to another, make a highway connection between all the industrial zones and ban heavy traffic. Yeah, and then we've done some of those heavy traffic bans in the past. And again, I'm trying to avoid heavy traffic, but I do sort of have a thing. Like, it's possible this industrial zone will feed into this one. That's not the only industrial zone we have, of course. Well, this is farming, so it won't do this. There might be plenty of trucks that go down to this PSN Gouter Industrial Park, which would be quite poor because they would have to take a long route to get there. And I don't have the setup to run rail down here, although we might want to. That could be a thing. So the traffic to PSN Gouter might be a bit of an issue, but otherwise it'll mostly go there. Now, we might, I'm not sure, it might be possible to get a cargo port over here, but no. We could get one here if we buy this tile, which we certainly can right now. We've got enough money. There or there. And if we run that road out there, that actually would probably be a pretty huge win. Let's go ahead and pick up that and that. I have enough money to buy all the tiles right now, so maybe we'll do that. I do have the mod, which unlocks everything. And simply unlocking a tile doesn't increase the sort of like stress in your computer as far as I know. It's just a question of, you know, do you build there? Here, we'll even get that because there's a little pocket of land that we can grab over there. And, you know, let's go ahead and just unlock all the things right now. What the hell? We got tons of money. Here, even this one, which is literally empty. By having them unlocked, it makes it easier to scroll around in game as well, because you're limited by your town borders from where you can scroll. And so now we can scroll all over the place. Excellent. All right, they're still having some worker concerns, and I can't really, you know, fault them for that. So, knowing that, we can put a cargo station here and here. And you know what? We could even put down some passenger ones if we wanted to. How do we get the connection in a way we like? Well, what if this road went straight through to over here? I mean, we could wiggle through here too, but what about a direct connection? Well, maybe clipping across here. Let's do that. You know what? A lot of these buildings are going to go away because of lack of workers anyway. Let me get rid of these one-ways. All this stuff over here. And this. Again, highways would be the best way to do this, but we're trying to avoid highways because personal reasons. So now we can cut through here. And here. And make a T that comes down this way. You picking up what I'm putting down? Oh, it won't snap. Oh, no, they will. Okay. Put down one of those. One of those. It's snapped here, so it's straight. Yep. There we go. That makes the bridges look a little bit better. And then come in that way. You dig? We'll need a bunch of power lines, some of which will be able to be trimmed down later. So I'm just going to get some rough ones laid out here. Once these things get zoned, we'll be able to get rid of some of these power lines. And some water. There it is. Build along this road for now, and then just feed some water into this thing and that thing, and obviously they'll need to be connected by road, which may or may not bulldoze a few of our power lines here. Now, can I upgrade this road? You can't bulldoze it. Can I turn into a one-way? No, it's always going to be a two-way, which is a little bit annoying because it is a high traffic road. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to do that. Figure out something else later on, maybe. But we're going to acquiesce to the fact that there's going to be a lot of traffic on that little spit of road, and we may as well give it as much capacity as it can possibly handle. All right, so there might not be very much shipping that goes on here just because it is quite far from things. It'll be really interesting once we rebuild this zone here to see if it uses that at all. Oh yeah, our subway connection. So I think the road wants to be on the other side. Like here. Which seems to make sense with the zoning that's around. So I don't know if we'll actually want to connect there or not. And then same thing here. I think we had this going diagonally this way. There we go. That should connect things up. And I guess